It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Starting to get real tired of Guild Wars. They just drop random 800k teams into bronze. Oof, that's tough. Yeah, I mean, to me, the Guild Wars argument about, you know, in-game, like, that's not all of in-game. It doesn't have to be that. And I think a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on Guild Wars because, you know, initially that was the best way to get some of the more interesting new heroes and some skins that were recently added in, as well as a handful of specific items. And then, of course, when you're talking about the Global Championship on Hero Wars Mobile, being able to get the evolution book, the skill booster, and the level booster from the Global Championship system. But really beyond that, like, once you have the skins, right? And of course, whenever I say new heroes and new skins, I mean from like 3 years ago, because the Guild Wars system hasn't really been updated that much. So when it comes down to it, you know, it really boils down to what you enjoy about this game. Do you enjoy high-level player versus player? Do you enjoy the being on the top of your server for a given month? Do you know, what is it you enjoy? Do you enjoy, you know, excelling against the Hydra or the Guild Raid Osh fight on Facebook and web? I too care very little about Guild Wars. It's not just the Titans, it's, you know, Guild Wars in general. Because, you know, those of you that have been watching me for a while, you know that I fight basically the same handful of people every single week. Some deviation here and there. But man, Guild Wars needs some kind of greater incentive. It just can't rely on, you know, the constant flow of new players moving around, you know, establishing dominance and all of that. I don't know. Arena to me is a little bit more based on what your server is up to, you know, from a day-to-day perspective. People trying out new offensive and defensive lineups. Of course, Arena is auto mode. It's not in manual mode, and some people would say that unless a fight is in manual mode, it's not a true player versus player fight. So I find that a very interesting concept to really think about. And I might think about that over the next week. Actually, I thought about it a lot when Global Championship dropped for Hero Wars Mobile, and, you know, how it invalidated a lot of Hero Wars Mobile's Guild Wars scene, because you no longer needed to be in Gold League in order to participate in the Global Championship. And really the only thing that anybody gains by participating in the Global Championship, aside from bragging rights and some cosmetics, which seem to be bugged constantly, by the way, is the golden and silver trophies and the Global Championship trophies, where you can buy those items that you don't necessarily need. They just save you a little bit of time, right? Save you a little bit of time. Maybe a bonus in Guild War personally for winning battles. Okay. Planner Girl says so many Dantes in Arena. I mean, you could build a fantastic counter Dante team and just rule your server. Suddenly you're the best player versus player hero on your server. It's strange that Arena is auto while Wars are manual. I think that Arena was an activity that they designed and they don't want to change. I think they don't want to waste any time on old activities that they can. Better matchups. I love fighting hard players. Okay. Very true, Ryan. You know, I don't see any of the high-end gold guild league players in my day-to-day, since we're a silver league guild. Not that I would be effective against those lineups, but it would be nice to see different people. Yasmin everywhere. Okay. They need to expand the number of guilds allowed in silver and gold. Topaz, for what reason, though? For what purpose? Are you concerned about the gatekeeping that sister guilds are providing? Are you concerned about the availability of the rewards for the trophies? You know, I did forget to mention leveling up the totems. I don't know if anybody called me out on that yet, but I'm going to go ahead and call myself out yet. You do need bronze, silver, and then gold Guild League trophies to level up your totems on Hero Wars Facebook and web. Or you could just level them up with emeralds as well. Right? Gold Leagues need to be expanded to 11 teams. Fascinating. Evil Love, why? What's your reason for that? What's your reasoning for that? Maybe in Guild Wars you can't use the same 5 heroes against the same guild 2 weeks in a row. That would probably be too oppressive. I agree with Topaz. Gold should have 10 guilds and silver 20. Okay. So that there's more variety in teams that you face off against. It's kind of a catch-22 though. In order to be competitive, you need your totem leveled up, and sometimes you can't wait until you get silver and gold trophies. Very true. Very true. Yes, more competition and mover players have a chance to get champion skins. Okay. Let's go ahead and do my Guild Wars real quick. Let's Let's knock this out. Since we're talking about it, we'll come to the Jorgen conversation in just a second. Let's see who we're facing. Let's say who are facing. Let's see who we're facing in on server 25 here in this Silver League. Guild Wars. Server 25, we are up against Faster Horses today. We're going up against Randy and Chance. I don't believe I fought Randy last week, but let's see what we got. Oh, I did fight Randy and Chance, and I beat them both. Let's start with Randy. Randy ran a ODH Sebastian, and I used Sebastian Isaac. ODH Sebastian, and I used Sebastian Isaac. We have a different team this week. We have a different team. Randy is running a different lineup. All right, so let's take a look through here. Interesting combination between Isaac and Helios there. Without magic penetration, Helios is probably going to be worthless, even if I ran critical hit heroes, which I do not. In this instance, without an enemy Sebastian, I would absolutely be interested in running a Arachne. I would love to have Arachne right here. Love it. I would love it. I also would potentially run a Kai, but the enemy Isaac will kind of slow me down a little bit. So we're actually going to run this lineup right here. And we are going to keep the pets the same. I think everything else is good. Faceless and Jorgen are going to potentially charge up Isaac a little faster than I would like. I could use my own Isaac to kind of counter the enemy Celeste and Helios. But good for you, Randy, for changing things up week to week. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see how we can do. Now, my Jorgen is going to slow down the energy gain of the enemy Kark. And you can see there, I just blinded the enemy Kark with my... Oh, big hit. Okay, so his Kark is a little underleveled. So he's going to ult very soon if I'm not careful. So let's get Axel's Bubbles of Justice up. There's the ult. Did not seem to do much damage there. All right, well, this Kark is a little weaker. We are going to throw... Oh, I made a mistake there. I made a mistake. Made a mistake. Okay. The enemy Astaroth is burning my energy down, and I have not been able to use my Faceless to copy. But no armor up that time. We're going to go ahead and copy Kark, and there we go. All right, so good fight there. Now, something that I have gone back and forth on over the past 3 years, and by the way, I completely forgot to announce Thursday of last week was 3 years of me making YouTube videos. 3 years. April 15th. April 15th, I loaded my very first YouTube video. It was a spring event video. So there was a spring event video in 2019 this past week, either on mobile or Facebook. I can't remember which it was. And then I think my very next video was a discussion of Dorian, the hero Dorian, because I think that there was a Dorian Soulstone event active. So that was a big deal for me, and I'm very happy that all of you are here. But over the course of the past couple of years, I've gone back and forth on Jorgen. And after we do this guild war, we're going to spend some time discussing, why that is. We're going to discuss why that is. So against Chance, he's got a Zhu, Sebastian, Jorgen lineup. Let's see what we did against him last week. Did he change tanks? Was it Luther or was it Astaroth? I guess it doesn't matter. This is the same lineup. Looks like it's pretty straightforward. I'm using Sebastian to counter. Okay. So herein lies the crux of the argument here. The addition of Sebastian has polarized a lot of the fights. A lot of the meta has been defined by whether or not a team has or does not have Sebastian. And because of his prevalence, because of how popular he is, because how you can drop him into just about every single team, there is an argument that a hero who relies on debuffing is not somebody that you want to bring to a fight. All right, and we're going to continue that discussion in just a second. But you can see that the enemy Jorgen, as an example, I'm using Sebastian here to cut back on the ability of Jorgen to deny my team's energy. But something that I want all of you to pay attention to is Jorgen is still going to be denying energy Let me get my Sebastian ult going here, and then we'll kind of slow things down. I know we can't really talk about it as the fight's going on because I kind of need to focus and win this fight. But as soon as I can ult, we'll go ahead and throw the Axel ult up there. There we go. Now, the question then is, am I still losing energy whenever I get hit by the... Oh yeah, we're going to copy that, Jorgen. No problem. We'll still let Jorgen copy. Oh, I copied Zhu. Well, that's not good. All right. So every time Jorgen hits you, he sucks energy away from you and gives it to, he steals it. He takes it from you and he gives it to him, right? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Speed up a little bit. Maybe we can get a copy Luther in here. Probably not. Do it, Luther. Do it. Do it. Do it. We're running out of time. My Astaroth is never going to let him. Never going to let him. I'm probably going to have to drop Astaroth if I ever want to have hope of copying Luther ever again.